I'm sure by now most of you have watched the 10 hours of my outro video. If you have, thanks for watching all 10 hours of it. I'm sure it wasn't that hard to watch, so appreciate the support. Just kidding. Anyways, welcome back to another video, guys. Today is another unusual money-making method video, which is probably one of my favorite videos to make on this channel because the Twitter DMs and the YouTube messages you guys send me of these really unique methods of making money are extremely fun to read. They're really fun to try out, and I appreciate everybody who sends me their unusual methods that let me use them in a video. So today's unusual money making method comes from the IVX, which he sent on a YouTube message, and this is buying Firewatch and Citizen Top clothing from the Darkness of Halavel quest that you can get during the quest. The place is in Mireditch, there you can buy it from, and then selling them on the Grand Exchange for profit. Before I get into the method, I want to quickly remind you guys that these are not the best money makers in the game. Like, they're not secret hidden OP money makers that all you guys should go do after the video is uploaded. In fact, I definitely recommend not doing this after I upload the video for obvious reasons. This is an unusual money making method series. This isn't the best way, unusual way to make money on this game. It's just stuff I find unique. I like to upload in this series. If I only make 15k profit in an hour, but it's a very unique method, I'm still going to upload it because I find it interesting. So again, just a unique video series. I'm not necessarily telling you guys this is the best way, new way to make money in the game. Anyways. Rant over. Let's get to the video. So the requirements for this are pretty simple. You basically have to be able to start the Darkness of Halavel quest, and once you have access to Mireditch, which is the area that you do the Halavel quest in, you have access to a guy called Trader Sven, who is in Mireditch, and you have the option to buy 6 different pieces of clothing from him. The 3 Citizen pieces of clothing, the Citizen top trousers and shoes, and then the Firewatch top legs and shoes. Now, wearing these different pieces of clothing basically reduces the chance of one of the Firewatches. Wearing these sets of clothing basically reduces the chance that you get caught by one of these Firewatches in the streets, and then there's a lesser chance that they will stop you and ask to take a bite of your blood, which can be useful, but not many people go to Mireditch, so they're pretty, I guess, unused in this game. The pieces of clothing themselves actually look pretty cool. I think they're pretty unique in terms of their design. They don't look like any other things in the game. In fact, I had no idea these existed before this guy sent me the method, and it was pretty cool to find out about these. Now, the better thing about these is that they sell for a very cheap price in the store. So Trader Sven sells the 3 pieces of Citizen clothing for 6 GP each, and he sells the 3 Viretop pieces of clothing for 650 GP each. Another interesting thing about the clothing is that all of them have a +2 crush and slash bonus, which is really random, but they have it. Find that pretty cool. Now, my method of getting these different pieces of clothing was to basically have weight reducing gear, and then I also have my Slayer cape because I like to show it off, and then I had a cash stack, and I had the Moritania Legs 3 in my inventory, which basically allowed me to teleport to Burg der Rot when you activate the teleport. The Burg der Rot teleport is close to a bank, and then it's also the closest teleport to the boat that you need to take from Burg der Rot to Mireditch. In the background, you guys probably seen the method of getting to Trader Sven. It's really simple. You just run to the boat that's on the dock. You take the boat to Mireditch. You got to climb a couple of like stones on a wall to get up. You got to take a ladder down, climb over some rubble, and then run like northeast over to Trader Sven. You guys have seen it in the background. It's really not that hard to get there. If you have done the quest itself, you probably know the area since there was a very long quest there, and Trader Sven isn't very far off from the rubble that you need to climb over. So it's pretty easy to get to him. Takes, I'd say, like less than a minute and a half, so really not that bad. But what I did, I basically bought 10 pieces of clothing each from him. So he sells 10 of each different piece of clothing, and I just wanted to see, okay, if I buy out his entire shop, 10 of each clothing, how much money can I make off these different 60 pieces? So buying 10 different pieces of clothing from him cost me 22,268 GP, which obviously is a bit higher than it should be because I think the more you buy from him, the higher his prices get. So if you want to be, I guess, efficient with this money making method, you can hop every time you want to buy from him. So he always has a full stock and it costs less each time. But for me, I just bought out 10 of each clothing from his stop just to see how much money I can make off it. The trips here are very quick. It doesn't take that long. I think for me to buy the 60 pieces of clothing, it took less than like 6 minutes. So it really wasn't even that bad. Now, my guess with this method was that I'd have to leave these in overnight at a certain price. I really didn't think that they would sell instantly. And I went to the old school Grand Exchange website, and there are actually quite a few traded a day. And by quite a few, I mean less than 100, but it's over like 20 a day average for these pieces of clothing, which I had no idea existed. But they are traded. I'm guessing there's a collection going or people wear them for events or stuff. I don't even know. But they are traded through Grand Exchange. There are multiple sold every day, so pretty interesting. But I went ahead and noted all the 10 pieces of item, and if you saw in the price check, it actually adds up to quite a bit of money, but obviously I didn't think I would sell them at that price. So the first thing I did was I just went to the Grand Exchange and I put them all in for medium price in hopes that they would maybe sell at the price that, you know, the Grand Exchange just offers them at. Now, the only one that actually sold instantly was the Citizen Top, and those sold for 6.5k each, and I sold 5 of them, so I already made 32k off that, which, so I've already made more money off just those 5 pieces of items, so the Citizen Tops, than I spent on the entire 60 items. So that was pretty cool. Now after that, I just went ahead and went 10% down each time to see if any of them would sell. Unfortunately, none of them sold instantly when I put their prices even at like 50% down, which was unfortunate, but I pretty much figured that. I knew these weren't traded that often. I may have gotten a little bit lucky with those Citizen Tops. What I decided to do was leave them in overnight, and that's probably the best way to do it, I'd say, for this. Is maybe if you're stacking these up, you just leave them in overnight and just hope that they sell in the morning. And that's exactly what happened for me. So I decided to basically put them back up in price a little bit in hopes that they would sell, and that's exactly what happened. Now, each piece of item sells for a different amount. I decided just to put them in at a random price just in hopes that they would sell. For the Firewatch clothing, they're actually a lot cheaper than the Citizen clothing for some reason. I don't know why. I'm thinking that the Citizen clothing is so expensive because beggars use the Citizen clothing and the Grand Exchange to make them look poor, which is pathetic. Just kidding. I did manage to sell all the Firewatch legs by putting them in for 1k each, I believe it was, or 1500 each, I don't remember. But I did manage to sell all those, which was nice. I made profit off those. Not as much as I'd like to, but I still managed to sell them. So people were buying them. But the rest of the 5 items I managed to leave in overnight in hopes that they would sell overnight after I went to bed, obviously, which is what overnight means. And to my surprise, they were all sold in the morning. So somebody had bought all these, or multiple people had bought all these. I don't know. Like I said, there might be collections going. Don't know, but they sold in the morning. It was a nice surprise. And yeah, it was nice to see all those green bars. So if we go ahead and add the cash stack in of how much we all sold them for. So there we have the Grand Exchange trade history. They all managed to sell for the prices I wanted them to, except for those first 5. They sold for 6,500 each, which is very nice. But we managed to sell all of them for 192k. And then if we put those into the the price checker and we take away the 22,268 GP, which is how much I spent on the items, we make 170k profit. So overnight they had to sell for, this isn't, great money per hour, but I made 170k buying these unknown items I had no idea existed, and then I sold them overnight. Boom, 170k. Can buy some nice, I don't know, a nice chicken dinner for your girlfriend or something. Anyways, very unique method. Thank you again for the IVX for sending that in. It was really cool. I don't really know if this is consistent. Again, I don't really know who buy these. If you guys even have heard of these, let me know in the comments, or if any of you guys do buy these, or if there's any like uses for these pieces of items that I don't know about, then let me know in the comments. But definitely a really cool money making method. Thank you again to the IVX for sending them in. And if you guys have any unusual money making methods that you want me to upload on my channel, or you want me to try out that I might put in a video, then please comment them below, or preferably send them in a Twitter DM or YouTube message so nobody else can see them but me, and then it's just you and me talking together about unusual money making methods, which is what I've always wanted. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching the video today. Hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you next time. Have a good one, and peace. Wow.